All right, so welcome to the Ash Cash Show every Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Make sure you go to the ashcashshow.com to subscribe to the podcast. Go to ashcashtv.com to subscribe to the YouTube channel. My apologies. So anybody who subscribed to the podcast, my apologies. It's been a long time. I shouldn't have left you. But I've been overwhelmed in a good way. I've been overwhelmed in a good way. As it relates to work, as it relates to just kind of working with people. I'll be honest with you. Behind the scenes, we was talking about Mailbox Money Academy, and honestly. I've been doing like one-on-ones because again, it's a group thing. And so a lot of the folks in the program were asking me for one-on-ones, and there's things that I want to do to sharpen up the program. So I've honestly been focusing on that. And so that's why the podcast hasn't been updated in a while. I was going to go back and update it up until this point, but I'm not going to do that because it's just going to take too much time to do. But what I will do is if you're listening to the podcast right now, you can go to ashcashtv.com to get any of the the other shows that you didn't get, and then going forward we'll really focus on making sure that the podcast is updated every single day. So I appreciate you guys. But again, again, behind the scenes, so I joke about how this whole setup is. So if you're watching me right now, you're watching or if you're on ashcashtv.com, or if you're on Facebook, or if you're on Twitter, or if you're on Twitch, or if you're on Periscope, you're watching sort of like the the produced version of the show, right? So you see the ticker signs, you see all the branding and all that stuff. But you see, you even see the microphone, like you see all of that. But then I have another group of folks that's on Instagram Live, right? So IG. So Instagram is like the studio audience. So everybody's watching live from the studio audience. That's where they having their little conversations. So it's live there. My guy, AJ Las Vegas Realtor is on both sides, so salute. So he, what I mean. So AJ Las Vegas Realtor was just on IG Live, and so he just tapped into YouTube just to just to check it out. So you can see the difference, right? So you see on YouTube it's the produced version of it, but then IG we got the the live studio audience. So salute to the mailbox or the Mind Right Money Millionaires. On IG, tapped in and tuned in. So good morning, Annette, Randall, Connie. Salute to you on YouTube. My goal or my desire, it would be nice that we could get YouTube popping like we got, what I'm saying? Like we got IG popping. That'd be so dope. You know what I'm saying? So salute, you know what I mean? Terran G in the building. Salute. So that's my hopes. At some point. I want YouTube to rock. I think we're at 1,050 subscribers now on YouTube, so salute to that. I put this request out there before, but nobody kind of answered me. But if you or anybody is good at YouTube subscriber growth, right? So if you know SEO, if you know how to build a YouTube channel, I definitely want to speak to you. Because we there's a lot of good content. I just don't have the time to focus on YouTube. So I will pay, right? So I'm not asking you to do it for free. I will pay. And honestly, it's just like a job. The more you could prove what you can do, the more I'll pay. If you just starting out, but you have some, you know what I'm saying, I might pay less, and then as you get better, we might put some bonuses in there. But I need somebody who is good at YouTube. Like I have 1,000. There's no reason why we have 1,000 subscribers on Ash Cash TV. We need at minimum we need 100,000, right? At minimum we need 100,000. So if anybody knows the strategies, if anybody, you know what I'm saying, like is familiar with YouTube, like let's get that rocking. You know what I'm saying? Like let's get that rocking. Because at the end of the day, there's no reason why we should be at 1,000 subscribers only. And so I need a growth plan. And so if anybody out there knows, I mean, it don't even have to be anybody you know personally. If you know somebody who is just that's what they do, like link us or whatever. Like I said, I'm willing to pay. Real subscribers too. I ain't into the fluff. You know what I'm saying? I'm not into like. We just doing numbers just because like I don't want to just see, subscribers just to say I got subscribers. Like I really want people to tap in and tune in. I really want, to affect the people. So I'm going to leave that there. If it's your first time, the show is broken down into 3 segments. Segment number 1 is our inspirational word of the day. Segment number 2 is our financial news. And then segment number 3 is Ask Ash Cash. So any questions that you may have, you could put them there. Fast shout to Joy Williams in the building. She says, right, you should have over 500,000 because you're worth it. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Definitely appreciate that. Elegant Eleanor, my nephew created a YouTube channel for my son, and I paid him $50. LOL. I told him he has the talent, and it shouldn't be free. That's a fact. You know what I'm saying? Like, you definitely should get paid for your talent. Check out IC Cube, new black social network. It's called We Got Up. All right, I'm going to definitely check that out. That Neil Patel game. I need a YouTube teacher. Nah, me too. I tried going over there. Yeah, go. You know what I'm saying? Go to ashcashtv.com. Let's see. I like YouTube because you can go back and listen days later. That's a fact. So that's the other thing, right? So that's the incentive, which I started to do with YouTube, is that I stopped posting the show on IG. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, I feel like if I want to drive traffic, so the studio is just like it's just like a real show, right? If you're in a studio audience and you want to watch the repeat of the show, you don't go back to the studio. You go to where the show is being aired. And so in the beginning, I was taking the show, and then after IG, I was just letting it rock on IG. But nah, like and here's a tip though too. I'm gonna give you a tip. And this is for anybody. This is free, unsolicited tip, right? Also. From a reach perspective and a followers perspective, right? So everybody knows on IG, I have over 80,000 followers on Instagram, right? But when I post, when I post my like videos on my IGTV, they don't do as well as when I post little clips from the show, right? For whatever reasons, because I guess with IGTV. There's no way to know what the show is about, you know what I'm saying, or what it's about, right? So a lot of people who follow me or whatever, they're probably like, yo, I'm not going to watch, an hour worth of an IG live that I don't know what it's about. But when I cut the clips up, right, I always put the title on the top. So if y'all notice, on my IG, I always tell the viewer what they're about to watch before they watch it, so they can make a decision on what they're about to watch. From an engagement perspective, that is actually, the best, the best thing to do for engagement. And so, and you can see it yourself. Y'all can see what I'm saying. Go to my page, right? My IG page. I'm giving y'all free jewelry. If y'all take it, y'all take it. If y'all don't, y'all don't, right? It's free jewelry. Go to my IG page and look at the views, right? I think y'all can still see views. I don't know if I'm the only one that can see views, but look at the views that I get on my IG lives, and then look at the views that I get on my clips. It's like night and day. On average, I might get like 50, like 500 views on on the actual whole show. But if I find something that's powerful and that I want to spread the message, I use it like as a promo clip. And so I cut the clip out and then I put it on there. The good thing about that is that, number one, the reach is larger, right? And so I do thousands. So I do between like 3,000 to 30,000 views on those, right? And the reason for it is because people are liking it, people are saving it, people are sharing it. So now people who don't know me are being exposed to me, and then that's how my follower counts go up, right? Like I think I almost got like 3,000 followers in like the last 2 weeks, but that's because people are sharing my content a lot. You know what I'm saying? Number. I don't know what number I'm on, but also people are also discovering me on the explore page, because how IG does it is that the more people that are liking it, that are sharing it, that are doing that, they're gonna put you on the explore page. So there's people that don't even follow me that see me on the explore page, and because they see me on the explore page, that's why they're following me. So I say all that to say is that I just gave you a Instagram growth hack. Like if you're trying to build your, like Instagram is like, I know Instagram. That's why I need to hire somebody for YouTube, because I literally studied Instagram. I figured it out. I know what works. I know what time to post to get certain reactions and things of that nature. But YouTube, I just haven't figured that out yet. And so yeah, so definitely, that's a hack. So I'm saying that to say that's why, if you subscribe to YouTube, you'll be able to watch it. So all the people who are on the live studio audience, who are asking for the repeat of it, go to ashcashtv.com. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, and also, so fast shout out to my sis Adrian, right? So Adrian Michelle says, ask people to turn their YouTube notifications on for the YouTube channel. So yes, do that as well. So if you are subscribing to ashcashtv.com, make sure that you turn your notifications on, right? Turn your notifications on, so that way anytime we go live. So I appreciate y'all. You monetize your videos on YouTube too. Absolutely. That's definitely the ultimate goal with that. All right, cool. So let's jump into our word of the day. But again, make sure y'all go to mailboxmoneyacademy.com. Go to mailboxmoneyacademy.com, subscribe, or join our mastermind group. The price will be going up. And so, take advantage of it now. There are people on IG that are part of the mastermind group. I promise you, we give a lot of value. So number one, I'll tell you real quick what you get out of being a Mailbox Money millionaire. So our collective goal is to make, not collective, but individually, is to make $100,000 in 6 months. Some people are not there, right? So some people, honestly are like, my goal is 50,000. So that's the stretch goal. The stretch goal is $1,000. 100,000 for 6 months. But some people are like at 50,000. Some people have different goals because they are at different spots. But one of the things you do get at Mailbox Money Academy, you get I didn't even want to talk about the avatar, so that's an inside joke. But you get a target market avatar. So you get to really kind of pinpoint who you're talking to. So you make sure that you're, that the language that you use as it relates to who you're targeting is the right language. We have something called the Mailbox Method. The Mailbox Method is literally a 7-step program or seven-step process that allows you to be able to to first figure out, if the business, or if you don't have a business, it helps you figure out what business you should be in based on who you are. But if you do have a business, we kind of run down, if it's the right business for you. And so it's a 7-step process. It even helps you create a minimal viable product, right? And so when you create that minimal viable product, it allows you to start making money immediately. And so I've had a few of the Mailbox Money Academy people who have quadrupled their investment in the program, right? And so I've had, one of our participants made $8,000 in 2 weeks. I had somebody who put out a webinar that they made about $1,500. I want to say they sold about 50 something copies of it, and was able to sell that, and that's through our mentorship. We had somebody else who put out a book that sold 90 copies in a week. Fast shout to Joy Warrior. She just put out, she's on here as well. So check her out. She just put out her ebook. And so check her out. Young Faces Smiling is one of our Mailbox Money millionaires. She put out a book, and that's doing well. Fast shout to Karen. Karen in the building. So Karen just dropped her ebook today, actually, or yesterday. So make sure y'all go to Corona Elementary 2020. Right, coronaelementary2020.com. It's a dope book. She actually sent it to me before she posted it, but it's a dope book. It's a coloring book that is going to teach your children who may be going through stuff, right? So this is a new school year, and they're trying to figure out how to maneuver the school year. So she created a guide for parents and students to teach them about how to cope, right, and how to manage this new lifestyle of how school is. A coloring book. Y'all, promise you, Karen is like one of the most talented people I know. I saw that book and I was like, honestly, so I'll be honest with you. When she sent it to me, she was like, yo, this is my free book. I was like, you bugging. There's no way that's the free book. Like, it was so put together. I'm like, yo, there's no way. I'm about to buy some copies myself, actually, because you saying, you got to support. So I'm gonna buy like maybe 10 copies, and just give, I'm not giving them away. I'm just gonna buy 10 copies just cause. But Corona Elementary 2020 is the website. But like I said, it was so good that I was like, there's no way you could give this for free. So she's offering it, and it's reasonably priced. But I promise you, if you have young ones, if you know people who have young ones, it is a dope book. And even when you go to the website, you'll see like she has some, she has some samples of it, but she sketched it, her and her kid, like it's just dope. And so yeah, so this is, so what I'm saying, so fast shout to my guy Brax Rich in the building. So we had our one-on-one. He's doing some dope things. We had our one-on-one yesterday. And when I promise you, he about to change the game. I'm not gonna give up too much of what he's doing because it's still in development. But he's doing some stuff. My guy Blessings 3D. You know what I'm saying? Like he has his fashion line that he's doing some stuff with. Styles doing some stuff. And so I promise you. It's a secret society. We building, a society up. I'm passionate about helping people. And one of the reasons why I created Mailbox Money Academy was because I felt like, there's one thing to say, hey, life is good, and if you change your mind, your life will change, and all that stuff. And I've been a living testament of it. I've always. I try to be as transparent as possible. So when things are good, things are good. When things could be different, I still share those as well. So, if you don't see me sharing things that are not good, that's because everything is all good. You know what I'm saying? And so at the end of the day, I want to be as transparent as possible. I share numbers in Mailbox Money Academy. And so like, I don't believe like I know there's other like gurus out there that are talking about how much money they made and all that stuff. I don't believe none of it, and not saying I don't believe that they made the money, but as a banker, a former banker, I know that there's a cost of doing business. You know what I'm saying? So if somebody said they made $1 million, but they had to pay $750,000 in ads, you know what I'm saying? So you know what I mean? Like that, they didn't really make $1 million. You know what I'm saying? But I say all that to say, but in the actual, Mailbox Money Academy, we talk numbers. But I tell y'all, like one of the challenges that I was given, because I was telling them how easy it was to write a ebook. And so if anybody ever worked with me in the past, when I was a manager, you know what I'm saying? Like I used to always say, I would never tell the people that I manage in banking to do something that I can't do or I won't do myself. You know what I'm saying? So I wind up, if I said, yo, go get this client, this is how you close the deal. I would literally say, all right, let me get the next client and let me show you how to close a deal. You know what I'm saying? And so what I wind up doing, right? What I wind up doing is say, you know what? I'm telling y'all how easy it is to write this ebook. I'm going to write this ebook. I'm going to follow the things that I'm telling y'all to do, and I'm going to show y'all how easy it was. And so literally, I wrote the ebook in 24 hours. I posted the ebook in 24 hours. I use, part of the Mailbox Method talks about how you buy or borrow traffic. I used that method. I made $1,000 in 2 days off of something that I did 24 hours. And mind you, $1,000 is less than the investment that people make in Mailbox Money Academy. So what I'm saying is these are real, you know what I'm saying? Like these are real methods that work. Fast shout out to Adrian, right? So Adrian was one of my bankers back in the day. And so, right, once a banker, always a banker. So the same strategy I used to be successful as a sales manager when I was a banker is the same strategy I use today. So yeah, I'm off of that. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to kind of give that plug because and then so I forgot to tell y'all, right? I'm sorry, I forgot to tell y'all. So even with all of that, we also do a mastermind every Monday. So every Monday we do a mastermind. We alternate between 7 p.m. and 1 p.m. And so every Monday we do a mastermind 7 p.m. to 1 p.m. And then every Thursday, and this is worth way more than what we're charging. But every Thursday we have somebody to come in to share their story. And so, so far we had, I think everybody on there was multimillionaires, but we had, people who were talking about their journey. They was really giving a lot of, jewels. So, fast shout out to everybody that tuned in and then who were guest teachers. And then so we have that going. All right, let me jump off that. And so, appreciate you, Iris. Iris said the ebook is fire. Nah, I appreciate you. I'm telling you, I give out all the game. Come through 7 p.m. for the WAP Wednesdays Abundance Practice. In my IG live today, breathe, work, and comedy. Fast shots to that. You know what I'm saying? Come through Joy Warrior Wednesday for the Wednesday Abundance Practice IG live. So tap in and tune in. You know what I'm saying? So today's daily word, today's inspirational word of the day is dedicated to trusting the timing, right? And so I posted this on my Instagram, and it says, "I heard your prayer. Just trust my timing." And I want y'all to understand what energy you put out when you're asking for something, right? Because that's important. Because life is just energy. God, the universe, Allah, Buddha, doesn't recognize your words, but just recognizes your energy, right? Recognizes what you feel. And so, it's like a genie in a bottle. You ask the universe for something, you're gonna get it. But contrary to popular belief, a lot of people feel like when you ask for something, you're asking with your words. And so you're going to receive based on the words you give, but not the feelings. And so words do have power, though, right? Because what you think translates to what you say, and what you say, depending on how you say it, could translate to how you feel. So it's really not the words; it's really the feeling of the words, right? That's why people argue about the N word, or people argue about the B word, right? But there's different ways you can say the N word and it not feel right. It might not feel wrong. So I slip up and use it every now and then, but I'm doing my best to not use it at all. That's why I'm saying the N word. But even the B word, right? Like, think about women who use the B word. There's different ways. Like, you could say it in a way that's hurtful, or you could say it that, come on, B. You know what I'm saying? Like, so what I'm saying is that the same word will have you feeling different ways. So it's all about your feeling, right? And so God, universe, Allah, Buddha, believes or gives you what you ask for based on what you feel, right? And so the reason why I said God heard your prayers, just trust my timing, is because at the end of the day, there's a difference between asking for something and feeling like you're not going to get it. And there is a difference between asking for something and knowing you're going to get it and just being patient about getting it, right? And desperation is the worst energy that you could ever provide to the universe. Asking for something over and over and over again from the universe, expecting that the universe is going to give it to you because you're asking for it over and over again, is actually pushing away that blessing. It's actually pushing away from you, because what you're doing is you're showing this desperation. You're saying, God, universe, I don't really trust you. And so I'm going to, even though I know that you see all, you do all, you are all. And so you understand my heart. You understand why I want this thing. You understand why I would appreciate this thing. But I don't believe you're going to deliver it for me. So I'm going to keep asking you over and over and over and over and over again, as if you don't know what I want. And the universe says, okay, you're asking me this over and over and over again, but what are you believing in your heart? Do you believe that you could get it, or do you believe that you can't get it? Do you really want this, or are you in desperation mode? Are you not trusting me? And so me as the creator, this is God talking, right? Me as the creator, me as the, all seeing, all doing, all being, I'm going to give you what you actually want, right? And so because your energy says desperation, and that energy of desperation says that I want to stay in the energy of wanting, then I'm not going to give you what you're asking for, because you like the energy of wanting, or you're in the energy of wanting. And so if I give you what you want, or if I give you what you ask for, I'm actually removing you from the energy that you're portraying to me. You're telling me that you want to stay, right? You're telling me that you want to stay in the energy of desperation. And so I'll give you what you asked for. For instance, here's another example. People that pray for strength. I personally think that's a waste of prayer, right? Because guess what's going to happen, right? Guess what's going to happen? You say, God, I pray for strength, right? You start praying for strength. How else can you know whether you're strong or not? Unless you're tested, right? You're never going to know whether you're strong unless you're tested. So when you start saying, God, I pray for strength, guess what God's going to do? God is going to give you situations that you're going to overcome, because you're asking for strength. You're saying, God, please give me strength. Please allow me the strength to overcome anything that comes my way. So guess what's going to happen? God is going to give you the things that you're going to need to overcome, right? Because that's the energy that you're giving. Right? You give the energy of struggle, God's going to give you more struggle. And so be careful. Not what you're asking for, but what are you praying for? Like you're saying, God, I need to be strong. And so I need you to understand that when you ask for your blessing, consider it done. Move on. Act as if. Start walking, talking, believing that it's done. If you ask for a successful business, all right, heard you, right? That's what that God's saying. God said, heard you. You want a successful business? Heard you, done. And trust that it is done, and now start being what a successful business owner bees, not does, right? Start being what a successful business owner bees. And I'm, excuse my grammar, but I'm doing it purposely, right? And so I need you to understand that. If you're asking for $1 million, then start being what a millionaire would be. If you had $1 million in your bank account today, would you be laying in your bed? What would you be doing? Right? Who would you be? How would you move? Who would you be connected to? Who are you talking to? You know what I'm saying? Like, so if that's what you're asking the universe for, just be it. Right? Demonstrate to God, demonstrate to the universe that you're willing to be what you're asking. Right? If you are asking to be a successful business owner, and I can tell you a successful business owner wakes up early, right? They don't only just watch TV all day. They're not waiting around. And so if you ask in the universe, hey, I want to be a successful business owner, but you're not doing or being the things that successful business owners be, then how are you demonstrating to the universe that you are willing to be would a successful business owner be? Because if you're waiting, then that means you don't trust. You don't trust God's timing. And that's why I said, the other day, I said, if you are waiting on God, do what waiters do, which is serve. Because you have to serve, right? One Razi Ra says, work without work without faith is dead. I see what you did there. You know what I'm saying? I see what you did there. Because at first I was like, no, faith without works is dead. But it's both, actually. Right? Faith without work. Oh, I like what you did there, right? Faith without works is dead. Right? If you got faith and you ain't putting in the work, that you ain't getting nothing out of there. But work without faith is dead too. Work without faith is dead too, because if you're working and you're just passing the time, but you don't have faith, then you're not going to get what you're asking the universe for. Because when you're putting in the work, you have to put in the work as if it's done already. If you're asking to be a multimillionaire, you have faith that you're going to be a multimillionaire, then you need to put in the work as if you're a multimillionaire. Because work without faith is dead also. It's not just faith without works. It works both ways. They're one and the same. They're mutually connected, right? And so you have to start being. Stop portraying the energy of desperation. Stop portraying the energy of non-belief. Once you ask for something, act as if it is done, and so shall it be. That is my word for the day. I appreciate you guys. All right, let's jump into the news, and then I'm gonna open it up for any questions that you guys may have. All right, bet. So in the markets, as of close of business yesterday, Nasdaq was up 0.73%. S&P 500 was up 0.23%. Dow Jones Industrial Average was down 0.24%. Gold was up 0.76%. 10-year Treasury was down 2.2 basis points. Oil was down 0.70%. Markets, and so the S&P 500 finally closed at an all-time high, erasing all of its losses from the pandemic. And so the index is up more than 54% since hitting a low on March 23rd. So far, all of the losses from the pandemic have been erased, and so the S&P is doing well. In other economic news, homes, the construction of U.S. homes have actually went up as well to 22.6% last month. And so this is a good sign, not for buyers though. This is a good sign for sellers. It is definitely a seller's market, even though interest rates are really, really low. Inventory is not that high, so sellers are controlling the market right now. And then as new constructions are being made, they continue to control that market. So fast shout to that. I mean, as a homeowner myself, I'm happy because I'm watching the values of home values go up, and so that is something that works out, that works for me. So fast shout to that. In other news, Dr. Fauci says that he does not see the U.S. Mandating COVID-19 vaccines for the general public. He said the nation's top infections. I know that's something that people have worried about. But according to The Hill, he said Tuesday that he doesn't see the U.S. mandating the COVID-19 vaccine. He says, I don't think you'll ever see a mandating a vaccine, particularly for the general public, Fauci said during a live stream interview with Healthline. Fauci, the director of National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Disease, noted that some workplaces, particularly those in healthcare fields, might prevent employees from coming to work or interacting with patients if they haven't been vaccinated for the flu. But schools generally require students to be vaccinated for measles and other infectious disease before they're allowed to attend classes. But Fauci said he'd be pretty surprised if you are mandated for it, an element for the general public. So you know what I mean? 21 Key says that will start a war, in my opinion. That'll start people leaving. I'll be honest. Styles Lewis says that's such great news. Yeah, because there's a lot of people not having that. I mean, there's a lot of people now who don't vaccinate their kids, who don't send their kids to school because of that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, fast shout to that. Notre Dame has suspended its in-person classes after COVID-19 cases surged following off-campus parties. So the University of Notre Dame abruptly canceled all in-person classes on Tuesday evening and moved to fully online instruction for the last 2 weeks. The latest college to struggle with reopening their campus amid the highly contagious pandemic. So I mean, I couldn't be on like real news. I don't know, because I'm always laughing and stuff because I just find it funny that people aren't exercising common sense, but it is what it is. But even in Georgia, I think a lot of the schools have opened, and then the schools had to redact, because at the end of the day, people are, it's still a pandemic. It's still, still a contagious disease. So be careful there. Let's see. And so pro sports teams are offering up empty arenas for voting in the fall. So 8 major professional sports teams have signed up on a plan to make their home venues available as voting super centers in the fall, as election authorities look for large spaces to use for safe in-person voting amid the coronavirus pandemic. So I think that's dope. And then even when you think about what's happening with the post office, I know Postmaster General Louis DeJoy said that he's pulling back from what people thought or were saying was his attempt to help Donald Trump with voter suppression. So all those changes he kind of pulled back on. I found this. Oh, this was crazy, right? So Citibank, I don't know if y'all saw the news on this, but Citibank gave. So Citibank is the lender for major companies or whatever. So Revlon is one of its clients, and and Citibank slipped up and sent Revlon's lender $900 million by accident. And so I think that they were only supposed to send like $1.5 million. So to one of them. So in total, right, they sent $900 million to different clients, not just Revlon. They sent it to different clients. $900 million was the total, but in Revlon specifically, they were supposed to send $1.5 million, but they wound up sending $176 million. I said, right? My guy Wall Street said they need to make that mistake in my account. Like, universe heard you, multimillionaire. Here you go. I said, man, Citibank just sent all this money. And the crazy thing about it is that there's a, the lender that they send it to is called Brigade Capital Management. They like, I'm not giving that money back. So Brigade is like, they wanted to pay it off. They wanted to pay off this debt, so I'm not giving it back. And so Citibank is trying to sue them. Because they're going to court, they're trying to sue them to say, we need that money back. It was obviously a mistake. So yeah, that's crazy. And then lastly, I like Common, the rapper Common. That's my guy. Common is venturing off in the world of self-help, and so he's creating a new wellness series, and it's called Calm and Well. So Calm and Well, I like that. On his YouTube channel, and he's in order to offer fans self-care and mental health wellness advice. So it's a 6-episode series which is filmed in his home using conferencing sites like Zoom and Skype, and it features conversations with his personal health and wellness teams. The star also details his own wellness practices, including his workouts and his hobby. He said, I believe deeply that the more at peace you are with yourself, the more love and compassion you are able to put out into the world. Now more than ever, the world needs love and mindfulness towards one another. The black community needs love. The brown community needs love. Really, we all need it. I created Calm and Well to share the self-care knowledge and tools I have access to and live by with my community. And so the show is debuting on his YouTube channel it debuted yesterday. So it debuted yesterday, August 18th. All right. I'm opening it up for any questions that you may got. Fem Creator says, Common's voice alone can put me to sleep. That's funny. All right. So I'm opening it up for any questions that you may have. Salute to my folks on YouTube. Salute to my folks on Facebook. Shelly Love on the Facebook. Adrian Michelle on the Facebook. PK Dixon on the Facebook. Check in. My guy Jazzy Rainey on a checkbook. On a check-in. See where my mind is. Guy Jazzy Rainey on the checkbook. On a check-in. All right. So we'll start with first question by the homie Adrian Michelle, and she says, "What's your thoughts about the coin shortage and places encouraging cards for payments instead of using cash? Is this a shift in currency we're seeing?" So, yes and no. So there is actually a coin shortage, right? Because you got to think about it. So the coin shortage is actually from the businesses. It's not necessarily meaning that the coins are gone. It's just that the coins aren't circulating. So think about it. Most people who have coins right now are keeping the coins at home. You know what I'm saying? Like most people are not out, right? So the majority of people who normally would be out and about are not out and about. They're home. They're ordering online, and so they're using they're not using coins and cash and things of that nature, right? And so that's number one. Number two is that there's places that was just not accepting it, right? Because when you think about cash and coins and coronavirus, like that's a lot of exchanging and touching and things of that nature. So some places that were open were just like saying card only. I do think that it is a push, right? I do think that it is a push towards a cashless society, because even when you think about it, when they started talking about the coronavirus relief funds and all that stuff, there were actually legislations and bills pushing to try to have you get it as digital currency. So I think that there is a push because when you think about a cashless society, they can control that, right? If you have cash, like I may have, I'm not gonna show you cash, but I may have cash sitting in my house, nobody knows about it, right? Like there's no control. There's no way that I have this cash. But if I have the cash in my bank account, then, even though you might think it's private, somebody knows I have that money. You know what I'm saying? And so I do think that it is a push for a cashless society. Joyce says, I think the credit card companies are pushing for this so they can make millions on fees. Absolutely, right? Think about the less you use cash, the more money you'll use, and as you use these money, you'll have the banks that have access to fees. So I agree. So yeah, I think that's where it's going. That's why I'm advocating for people to focus on digital currency, learn blockchain, learn Bitcoin. Because that is the future, whether we like it or not. That's where the world is going. And so I definitely think that we should focus on that. The value, the dollar is being devalued, and so I think that we need to pay attention to that. It's a great question. All right, we got a few more minutes left. So if you guys have any questions, please put your questions. If you're looking on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Periscope, please put your questions in the question box. If you're watching on IG Live, please put your questions in the question box. Make sure y'all sign up. MailboxMoneyAcademy.com. Like I said earlier, the price will go up. The price will be going up. All the things I said that you get as a result of Mailbox Money Academy. It's a lot. Originally, the price of the academy was going to be $2,000. It was going to be $1,997 for the program, but I decided not to, and so it's way lower than that. But eventually, it'll go up to that. The next price increase is probably not going to be the $2,000, but with the more guest speakers I get, the more now that I'm offering one-on-ones, I'm definitely gonna increase the price of it. So yeah, make sure y'all go to mailboxmoneyacademy.com. Yo, fast shout out to Nadira. Nadira, yo, I'm about to hire Nadira. Nadira's on everything. She's on IG Live repping. She's on Facebook repping. Now she's on Twitch repping. You know what I'm saying? I'm closing out Twitch now. Just wanted to show love on all platforms. Yo, fast shout out to Nadira. She on Twitch repping. You know what I'm saying? So salute there. All right. You know what I mean? Femme Creator says it's definitely worth $19.97. That was my intention. My intention was to put it at $2,000 at $19.97. My spirit told me not to. My spirit said that there were, for whatever reasons, my spirit told me not to put it that high. I mean, it's not even high, honestly. I think that's low. But, I decided to go, to follow my spirit. But now Spirit is telling me to up the price. Spirit is telling me that you're putting in work. People are getting a lot of benefit out of it. So it's time to up the price. So appreciate that. Let's see. Real estate investment wise, what parts of the tri-state do you think is a good investment? It's weird though, because real estate in large metropolitan areas right now, there's large vacancies. You know what I'm saying? So real estate investment wise, it's really hard to say. You know what I'm saying? Because I think that once they get a handle on the pandemic, people will probably start going back to the cities. But I think that, if I was a betting person, I would probably, I wouldn't invest in like large metropolitan areas unless the land is like definitely on sale, right? Because of these vacancies, a lot of these places are probably going to be on sale. And so then I would look at those. But I would probably look at like more like city suburban areas, right? Like suburban areas that have cities, because those cities are smaller. You could probably get some good property there, and I suspect a lot of people are going to start, even specifically people who have means, who have money, are going to start fleeing back to like the suburbs instead of inner cities. You know what I'm saying? All right, where we at? All right, comment box. Can we touch on what financial reset is for the people? So, fast out to my guy Wall Street Philippe. So Wall Street Philippe was asked, can we touch on what financial reset is for the people? So I think, I actually have a book that I wrote that should be out soon. Honestly, I've been just focusing on so many things, so that's why I didn't release the book yet. But it's pretty much done. But I have a book called The Great Financial Reset, and it's 5 ways that you could survive and thrive during any financial crisis. And I think the reset, is really about reassessing, right? Reassessing where you are right now. Making sure that you're focusing on your needs versus your wants. Number 2, I think it's about now that you reassess it, you start setting some new goals for yourself. And as you start setting new goals for yourself, you're telling yourself, okay, this is what it looks like. This is where I'm at. Here's some new goals. Then I want you to elevate your your sources of income, right? Remember that your sources of income can't only be one. That multiple streams of income is not just a luxury anymore; it's a necessity. And then I also want you to tap into income, asset protection. So those are the ways. You could go to thegreatfinancialreset.com to order the book. And then once you order the book, pre-order the book. But once you buy the book, you'll be able to see what I say the Great Financial Reset is, and there's some bonuses that you get from buying the book as well. So appreciate that question, sir. Let's see. That was so I could connect with you and the group. Wait, hold on. Let me see. It's a small. Oh no! Fast shout to that. Oh, Styles is saying that the spirit told me to. You might be right though. She's saying that the spirit told me to lower the price so that you could connect with the group. You might be right. Yo, the one thing I'm gonna say is this, right? I got some superstars. Like, we got some superstars in that group, and I just can't wait till the day that y'all break out that superstardom, right? Because we got a bunch of caterpillars, and I can't wait till y'all show that butterfly. Because fat shout to Styles Lewis. We had a very, very great conversation yesterday, and she is definitely a butterfly. She need to break out that caterpillar, though. I'm putting you on Front Street. I'm putting you on blast. You know what I'm saying? She gotta stop being a caterpillar and be willing to be that beautiful butterfly. But I promise you, when she doing that, she gonna talk her ish. And so then maybe that's it. Maybe the universe said put it at that price so we could connect. You know what I'm saying? So fast shout to that. The Post Online put out an article saying New York is dead forever. Oh, they about to kick me out. My fault, y'all. How can I write an ebook? It feels like I have nothing to say. Check out my ebook. 8 steps to success. I forget how to say it. But all right, real quick. I just grabbed all 5 of your books on Audible, King. Yo, AJ, salute. So AJ Las Vegas, I salute you, King. I appreciate you. Last question before they kick me out. Elegant Eleanor, would I get denied for a mortgage loan for only being self-employed for a year? I found out yesterday that I couldn't refinance. So, yes. So most people, if you're self-employed, they're looking for at least 2 years. And so most banks are probably not going to give you a mortgage if you are self-employed for 1 year. They're looking for 2 years of consistent income if you're self-employed. If you have a W-2, they'll take income, right? So if you got a job today and you applied, you'll probably get approved because that income is going to count from a forward basis. But when you are self-employed, they look on a back-end basis, 2 years. So great question. All right, y'all. My time is up. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all so much for rocking with me. I'll see y'all tomorrow in God's will. Go to ashcashshow.com. Subscribe to the podcast. Go to ashcashtv.com. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Please put your notifications up. And I appreciate y'all. I'm going to see y'all tomorrow in God's will. Same time, same place. Peace.